Hello everyone, my name is Jesse with Core Concept and welcome back to the Rollout Developer Tools modding tutorial series. In today's video we are going to add some effects and some projectiles to our game. The first thing we actually want to do though is we want to register a couple of sounds because we want our cyborg laser and our drone laser effects to actually make some noise. So we're going to add those in using our audio database that we talked about in a previous video. And we're going to first create our two effects. So we're going to create a new effect, cyborg laser shot. Now the duration should be roughly the duration of your audio file. So if you bring up the properties of your file, you'll see, oh, it's actually not in this one. You see we have about 2-3 seconds. So let's say 3 seconds, the effect. And we're going to add a sound to it. So our effect has an overall duration. You can set the volume of your given sound, and the sound identifier is the identifier in the audio database. So we point it at cyborg laser. You can set a delay so that the effect happens, and then the sound kicks in after a short delay, but we want it to happen right away. You can also have a sprite sheet that's associated with it, useful for things like explosions or smoke or things like that. The sprite sheet will loop for the entire duration. But in this case, we actually just want to use a light effect, and we're going to make it a let's do 1 second. The intensity is going to be 1. The range will be 10. The color we're going to make roughly the same as our laser texture, which is this here. So something like that is good enough for this tutorial. The delay is nothing. It's the same as sound. You can have this light effect happen shortly thereafter. We're going to have it fade in really quickly, and then we're going to fade out over the remaining time. Fade in time and fade out time, if you use them, cannot be higher than the duration. If you do, it's going to get cut off because the duration is going to cut it off. So you want to keep the total of these under your duration. It will use fade in time at the beginning. So if I were to set this to 0.2, it would fade in over 0.2 seconds. It would sit there at full brightness for 0.6 seconds, and then it would fade out over the final 0.2 seconds. But we want it to kind of fade in quickly and then gradually fall off. That's our effect. That's going to happen on our laser shot. Now we're going to create another one for our drone laser shot. And we're going to do basically the same thing, except we're going to do our drone laser. Make sure you fill it in all the way, full volume, that's fine. Light effects. You can also, I'd like to point out, you can add additional sound effects. If you check pick random sound, it will play a random one of them. If you don't click pick random sound and you add multiple sound effects, it will use them all. So you can use this delay to have multiple sound effects that happen in a row, or multiple light effects, or multiple particle effects. Now, at the time of this video, particle effects are not functioning. It is a planned feature, but you'll be able to do some basic particle stuff using a particle sprite sheet. But for the time being, that is not functioning. However, again, just reminding you, you can hover over any of these to see what they do. So when particle effects are officially working, you'll be able to see how everything works. For this one, we're going to do the same thing. Intensity 1, range 10. However, this one's going to be a red burst, no delay, 0.2 and 0.8. So there's our effects. Now if we go to our drone actor, we can now attach our drone laser shot to our drone, and to the cyborg. our cyborg laser shot. Okay. And now we're going to create our projectiles. So projectiles, right click, new projectile. Do the drone one first. Now we're going to pick our sprite. So there's our drone laser. You can just leave this as it is. You can have an animated projectile sprite. Speed, 10 is a good baseline. It's about the speed of the pistol shot in the base game. So if you want to see how that works, you can send out a unit and have them shoot something, and that's about how fast it is. It takes about 2 seconds to go the width of this screen. But in this case, we're going to also want to check rotate towards target. Now, I don't actually have a sound effect for it, but if you create more effects, you can actually have an effect on impact. So actually, I'm going to pause this video and I'm going to see if I have something in my sound library that I can use for an impact effect. Just 1 second. I actually was able to find something that works. What we're going to do is we're going to do a new game effect, and we're going to say cyborg laser impact. It's going to just be 1 second long. We'll have a sound effect. We'll have a light effect. We'll use the same blue that we did before, and we'll just have it do the same kind of light sound effect that we did before. The only thing we're going to have to do is add our laser impact sound, just so you can kind of hear what we're going to be dealing with. Just let me enable our sound here. So that's our laser impact sound. There's our cyborg laser and our drone laser. So that's kind of what we're going to be dealing with. So our sound is going to be laser impact. So there's our cyborg laser impact, and we're going to create our effect for a drone laser impact. Same parameters here. So laser impact, and I forgot our intensity. 10 there, 10 there, and this will be for our drone, so it'll be red, 0.2, and 0.8. So there we go. So now we're going to go to the drone projectile and drone laser impact, and now we're just going to create our cyborg projectile. It's going to have our cyborg laser, rotate towards target, and our cyborg laser impact. So now we have a crew type with the laser shot. We're going to attach our projectiles, cyborg projectile, and our drone projectile. And that's going to pretty much do it. We have everything tied in. We've created our projectiles, we've created our effects. So it's going to play the drone laser shot, fire the drone projectile. When the drone projectile impacts, it's going to do the drone laser impact effect. And that's going to pretty much take care of effects and projectiles. You can use these effects, you can spawn them via scripts. Just have a look at the Lua API for how to do that. I'll make sure in each of these videos that the Lua API is linked in the description. So that's going to do it. For our next video, we are going to be looking at weather effects. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.